Welcome to the second quarter of PTV's coverage of the big game here at Care Oval, the Elastoplast AFL European Challenge between Port Adelaide and the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs leading by 17 points at quarter time. Joining me for special comments this quarter, Robbie Gray. So we are absolutely blessed. Andrew Moore gives the handball over the top to Hartlett. Port Adelaide backtracking a little bit. Campbell Heath to Moore. Moore kicks towards half forward, only favouring the Bulldogs player there in the young man in Jason Johansson. Kicks towards half forward. Luke Dalehouse runs the ball out, and there'll be a boundary throw in. Robbie, it's a bit chilly up here, old son.
Yeah, it's a bit chilly out here in the balcony. Had a nice sleep for the first quarter inside, so it's good to be here though, and the crowd's starting to build, and it wasn't a bad first quarter by the boys.
Yeah, I think we've got to understand that we've got less rotations than the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have got 7 on the bench here in front of me, and I think we've got about 4, maybe 3. So, the game might sort of ebb and flow a little bit, and the Bulldogs might have superiority in fitness, you would think, in terms of that.
Yeah, definitely. I think our boys have only got a couple down there, so look, we'll fiddle around with the game plan a little bit, and it's just good to be over here and put on a good show for the crowd. I don't think the boys will be too spewing if they lose a game or anything like that, so we'll just see how we go.
Beautifully done. Brad Ebert kicks the ball forward to Lobie. Paul Stewart tries to win the football. The Bulldogs, though, bring it out through an agency of a number of handballs. Well done there, the Bulldogs. Now they've got it centre wing. They're going to kick inside 50. Big pack of players starting to get under it. In fact, it doesn't make it that far. Jack Homps takes the mark, and he's looked good early. Nice, neat left foot kicks. Not going to quite make its target in Monfries. Good pick up there by Picken. Picken kicks towards the forward pocket. Bobby Carlisle and the big fella there in Liam Jones, and there will be a boundary throw in. Jack Homps looks like he's got a neat left foot.
Yeah, him and Campbell Heath back there showed quite a bit in the first quarter, I thought. Both really nice left foot kicks, and both taking a few intercept marks, so they've had a good start to the game.
The Bulldogs have it in their forward area, a little bit of friendly fire there. Moore crashing into his Port Adelaide teammate. Umpire says, I'll have it again. There'll be a ball up only about 15 metres around from the Bulldogs' goal. The light's taking effect here. It is cold, cold, cold. It's about 5 degrees at the moment, and not getting any warmer. There'll be another ball up, a secondary ball up. Ball's barely moved. You can throw a blanket over about 20 players there. Jones tries to win it down to Higgins. Higgins gets it towards the boundary line. Handball's back. Well done there. Nice little give there by Clay Smith. Umpire says holding the pill. And well done there by our young man Jack Homps. Homps squares it. Finds Redden. Redden gives it quickly to Monfries. Monfries usually uses the ball well. Does this time as well to Hitchcock. Hitchcock by hand to Carlisle. Carlisle in short to Paul Stewart. And Port Adelaide are away. Kicks in long, searching kick looking for Lobie. Almost hits that Western Bulldogs player on the back of the head, and Christian Howard. Not good at all. That would hurt in a day like today. You got a Falcon. Lobie back to Stewart. Stewart inside. Only going to go as far as the Bulldogs player there in Wood, Eastern Wood. And the Bulldogs bring it out again. So quick play on football here. It's a pretty open sort of game at the moment. I'll get your thoughts on that shortly, Robbie. Well done though, the Bulldogs running it through. Here we go again through Vez Premier. Kicked the last goal of the first quarter. Big problems here for Port Adelaide. This should be a soda. In fact, he stubbed his toe. He has stubbed his toe from 30 metres out. Didn't make the distance, and Port Adelaide dodged the bullet. Carlisle taking the ball over the line. It's a quick game.
Yeah, obviously only 16 apiece on the field, so there's lots of open space out there, and I think the game will slow down quite a bit as the game goes on, but there'll be a few tired boys, I'm sure, and that's the rotations will come into it, I suppose, with the Bulldogs having a few extra on the bench.
Yeah, so 16 aside, obviously not playing the wings, which really does open the play up a little bit, which is good to see. So Port Adelaide have it through, I think it was Blee. It might have been Andrew Moore, actually. It's a long way over there. My peepers aren't all that good. Jared Redden's got it in short to Homps, centre wing. Looks to play on, then decides not to. So he's had a little bit of the footy. Squares it. Well done there by Campbell Heath. Goes in short. Oh, that's not good. Not good at all. Picken takes the mark. Can expect a few turnovers, though. The boys are a little bit rusty. Well done here by the Bulldogs. Liberatore kicks inside 50. Who's that? Trengove spoils it forward. Smith wrapped up in the tackle. And umpire says throw, I think. Yeah, I thought that was the case. And the relieving free kick will be taken here by Homps again. Yeah, good pick up. Pittard Ball pitches in front of him, defensive 50. Goes in short, nice little cute little squaring kick there to find Stewart. Stewart in short to Lobe. Now someone's come off the bench here. He's got to be careful. The big fella there, and Lucas Markovic came off the bench, and Lobe had his wits about him, was aware. So expecting obviously another big season from Lobes after a big pre-season.
Yeah, him and Redo I think are really important for us next year. So they'll be looking to have a big summer, and it's good to see them both out here today. And yeah, hopefully they can have a big year for us.
Mitch Wallace has it for the Bulldogs. Centre wing right in front of us here, right in front of our broadcast position. We are outdoors, so we are doing it tough. It is cold. In short is Tom Liberatore. He kicks right across the goals. In fact, he kicks a long way across the goals. Nice pick up there by the Bulldogs player who pumps it inside 50. If you don't mind, big fly by Picken. The fans love it here. Umpire says free kick. And Jack Homsch, who's had a lot of the footy, I can tell you. He must be up to about kick number 6. Takes it for the Power. Goes in short to Stewart. Paul Stewart, he's played both ends of the ground so far this afternoon. Looking for an option. Kicks wide to Gussie Monfries. Wins the footy, protected the space well. The Bulldog player ran past the footy. Has a bounce. Gussie goes in long, looking for Hitchcock. He's got the fly. Doesn't quite take the mark. And umpire says it's a free kick to Hitchcock. Maybe sort of frontal contact, yeah. It's going to come back over the mark. Angus Monfries settled into the side well?
Yeah, really good fella, and he's settled in really well. So obviously, I think he's had about 150 games of experience, and he's only about 25 years old. So fits in with the age bracket in the group, and obviously with Campbell Heath and Jack Homsch as well coming in. So a few more young boys, and really excited about the summer, and they're really good kids. So looking forward to it.
And I'll ask you in a sec how you're tracking along. Angus Monfries goes long. Is it going to clear the line? Trengove has gone up for a grab. He probably should have just shepherded it through. Look at that post. Look, that was shades of Lee Matthews. Yeah, exactly right. 1981. What's happened here? Umpire saying it's a free kick to Trengove. Jacko doesn't know he's got the free kick. Trengove has got the free kick. He'll take it directly in front. He's paid the mark. I like this. So Trengove has taken the mark. Should not miss. Bang. Straight through the centre. Well done, Port Adelaide. They get their second 2-4-16. The Western Bulldogs 4-4-28. We've played. In fact, we don't know what we've played because, would you believe, they don't have the clock going, Robbie. Robbie, how's your progress coming along?
Yeah, it's coming along well. So I've started jogging over the last few weeks, and that's progressing forward pretty slowly though. But you know, when we get back to Australia, we'll look over the RAD program, and it'll start to progress a bit quicker once we get back, I think. And so really happy with how it's going, and it's been a really slow start, but confident that it's moving forward and getting better. So it should be right sometime early next year.
I'll ask you about what some of the boys did in Milan and London in terms of training and a few exercises that they did in terms of visiting sporting clubs in a sec. Matt Lobe will take the free kick for Port Adelaide, a bit of infringement there. So Lobe's got it, will give it by hand. Salter, normally a thumping kick, decides to handball to Pittard. Pittard dances around the Western Bulldogs play. He's going to get crunched by Picken. Kicked it forward beautifully. Geez, he held his composure well. And Salter's gone up to Picken and not happy at all. Not happy at all. In goes Dalehouse. This is probably what the crowd came to have a look at, but Picken did come in pretty hard on Pittard. And the Port Adelaide player, Nick Salter, wasn't happy. Now the umpire's taken the ball off. The ball off of Stewart's going in there to Dalehouse as well. So a little bit of spice, and well, Picken was the one that came in late, Robbie, and he's got the free kick, so I won't ask you to comment on that. You might get yourself in strife. Bulldogs take the football to the outer side. So things firing up a little bit here. Oh, fumble. Bulldogs bring it out. Roughhead's got it. Goes in short to Higgins. Things just starting to heat up a little bit out there. It's freezing cold up here, but things just starting to heat up a little bit. So Higgins will go down the line. Big pack of players. Trengove flies. Carlisle with the one hand did it nicely. Then got dispossessed. Back to Carlisle. Pittard with a bit of time. Lovely leg to Monfries. Should mark it. Surely a free. No free kick there. Umpire says play on. Monfrey's good enough to get the football anyway and gives it to Solder, who marks, good 55, 60 out. Here's a thumping kick though, Robbie.
I think he should have a shot from here. The man on the mark's about 50 out, so I think he's going to have a shot for sure. He's going back and looking like he's going to put it through.
He is noted for his kicking. We haven't seen enough of Salts over the last sort of 12 or 18 months with injury, but he is a magnificent kick when he gets onto it. So Solder is on the runway. He's going to kick from 55. Look at that. That's going. It's just been caught in the breeze. Doesn't make the distance in the end. Well done there by the Bulldogs, trying to rush the ball forward. And they do. There's a number of Bulldogs players. Nice little dinky kick. Actually only went as far as Solder. Gives it to Monfries. He's been hip and shoulder too by Smith, but wonderful composure. Great kick, and Redden marks 35 metres out directly in front. All the class in the world by Monfries.
Yeah, looking really good here, the boys. We've had a lot of inside 50s, just haven't been able to convert so far this quarter, but the boys are up and about, and I think Jasper Pittard's had a really good quarter so far as well.
We've lost the time clock. We think we've played midway, probably 10 minutes into the second quarter. Western Bulldogs leading 28-16 by 12 points, but the big Reddo can bring it back. Drop punt on its way. The umpire hardly moves an eyelash. Redden puts it straight through, and Port Adelaide moved to 3-4-22. The Bulldogs 4-4-28, margin of 6 points. Really entertaining contest. So the boys went to Milan for 4 days, and understand went to Green Edge Cycling, and also the AC Milan Academy. Would have got a bit out of that.
Yeah, obviously we stayed at the ROS facility down there as well, so we got a fair bit of training in, and obviously it was good to meet the coaches and that as well. But visiting those places, world-class facilities obviously, and we obviously learned a lot. So our old doctor Peter Barnes was working at Green Edge, so he took us on a bit of a tour, and it was good just to ask him a few questions about what they go through, and then obviously the AC Milan Academy as well. Just amazing how young these soccer players start playing and developing, and it was really good to get an insight into that. And tomorrow it'll be good to head along to Liverpool, Newcastle, so I think the boys are really looking forward to that.
Got to understood too, this is an AFL funded trip, but all the extra stuff that the boys are doing, they've actually pitched in and paid for themselves, all the players and staff. So for those people at home wondering how this particular trip has been paid for, the AFL pay a certain amount, and then Port Adelaide players and staff have obviously chipped in for the extras. So Bulldogs take it forward. Jack Homshaw, good mark. Geez, he read that really well. Took a mark in the defensive 50, squares it to Pittard. Pittard starting to find a bit of the football, and pretty dark here in downtown London. It's 4:15 in the afternoon. It's getting dark, Robbie. I can't believe it. Crikey, daylight saving at home. Doesn't get dark till about 8:30, but obviously it's a completely different time of the year here. Sean Higgins takes the mark. Centre wing, good interception by the captain. Squirts it on the left foot. Good lead there by the Bulldogs player. That was fantastic football. And I think, look, I'm just going to guess because it's a long way away. Is it Liam Jones? Okay, thanks, Robbie. Liam Jones takes the mark, 50-odd metres out from goal. So Port Adelaide's controlled the play for a while. This is an important kick for the Bulldogs. They can just kick away here in this game. Look at that huge gasoline structure in the background. Very traditional sight for cricket fans. 52 metres out. Goes long, Jones. That's not going to quite get the job done. Ball spills forward. Dalehouse sticks in a toenail, and the ball trickles over the line, and that will be a minor score. So the Bulldogs move on to 4-5-29. Port Adelaide 3-4-22 midway through the second stanza. So Carlisle's got it from Homsch. I reckon the temperature's just dropped another 2 degrees. What do you reckon, Robbie?
It's pretty chilly out here. I'm glad I got these gloves on at the moment, so it's all going well.
My nose is running, my fingers are falling off, and my toenails are chattering, and so are my teeth. So Trenkove's got it. He's got it at left half back for Port Adelaide. Hooks it down the line. Not a great looking kick by the big man. But well done by Loeb. He made something of it. Good contested mark. Gives it the hands to Blee. Blee over the top. Good composure. He's used the footy well today. Aaron Young to Brad Ebert. Trying to spin his way to trouble. That's not going to get the job done. So the Bulldogs work it forward to Higgins. He's got all the time in the world here. Pitches in front of him. 40 out. Should kick a goal on the left foot. Very skillful. And he kicks it. So he kicks the Bulldogs 5th. Higgins, the acting captain, kicks his first. And the Bulldogs move on to 5-5-35 to Port Adelaide, 3-4, Richie Benno, 22, midway through the second quarter. But Sean Higgins has got a fair bit of class about him when he gets the ball inside 50.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's the acting captain today, but yeah, definitely one of their key players and one they'd want the ball in his hands. So bit of a critical turnover through the middle there, and we just got killed on the rebounds. So yeah.
It seems to be a dimensions of the oval for those people watching on PTV at home. Slightly smaller. I mean, the 50-metre line it's almost touching the centre square, so it is a smaller oval.
Yeah, I think it's similar maybe to the SCG. I'm not sure just by looking at it, but the 50s might be even a little bit shorter. So quite a small ground, but as I said, with less numbers, it is fairly open play when there's a turnover and you can score quite easily on the rebound.
The voice you're hearing of Robbie Gray, special comments, and we thank him for his time. He's coming back well from his knee injury. Daniel Norton with you as well for PTV. Port Adelaide in defensive 50. Trengove gives it. Carlisle on the left shoe. Geez, he did well there. Good kick to Moore played on, ran himself into trouble. It was good to see the boys try and take the game on. Blee by a hand to O'Shea. Now to Broadbent. He had such a great year last year. Uses the ball well normally. He does it again to Hitchcock. Hitchcock 60 out. Chips over the top. Monfree's in space. Free kick umpire. Surely. Umpire waves his arms like an eagle. Says no. Well done, Angus. He gets back in there. Wraps up the Bulldogs player. Good defensive football inside the forward line. Looked like there might have been a free there.
Yeah, I think it was a bit stiff, but what was impressive was his recovery and was able to lay the tackle and force the ball up inside 50. So got the ball up inside 50 at the moment, which is handy for us.
So well done there by Port Adelaide in terms of the tackle. Put him under pressure there, Wallace, and there'll be a boundary throw in about 52 metres around from Port Adelaide's goal. As we check that scoreboard, it's the Bulldogs by 13 points, 5-5 to 3-4. Number 16 there for the Bulldogs. I don't think that's Ryan Griffin. Doesn't look like Ryan Griffin to me. It's actually the new player in Kobe Stevens. So Robbie Gray should be up here more often with me because you know a lot more about the Bulldogs than Boakey did. So I like it. I like your work. Don't tell Boakey I said that. Boundary throw in. Big pack of plays. Young finds some space. Someone's got a falcon. I think it was Hitchcock. Maybe it wasn't. O'Shea, 35. Oh, that's another grubber. In goes Broadbent, clash of bodies. I like this. In they go, out they go. Well done. Ball in dispute. Umpire says I'll have it right on the 50, and that would have hurt today, Robbie, getting a falcon.
Yeah, the worst ones on a cold day, on a cop one in the face like that.
You ever copped a falcon like that on a cold day?
Yeah, back in under 11s, I reckon. Those cold mornings, the Sunday mornings, not a big fan of it.
Good mark there by the Bulldogs player. Did very, very well, Markovic. And they're starting to run it out of defence nicely here, the Bulldogs. Christian Howard's got it. Kicks towards centre wing. Trengove tries to beat his opponent. Well done. Backup support there by O'Shea. O'Shea shuffles the ball over the line. And true centre wing out of sight in front of a very vocal contingent. There'll be a boundary throw in. Port Adelaide trailing by 13 points, approaching half-time with this European Elastoplast challenge. We thank Elastoplast and the AFL for their support of this European challenge between Port Adelaide and the Western Bulldogs. We trust you're enjoying our coverage on PTV. So Port Adelaide bring the ball through the agency of Stewart, who gave it a Broadbent, overshot the handball to Newton. Newton, I'll ask you a little bit about Benny Newton shortly because we haven't seen a lot of him, Robbie, but I know he's a very, very likely prospect. Well done to the Bulldogs. Geez, he did well there, the big fella. Spun out of trouble. Kicks in long to Jones. Jones clunks it. He's taken it. 65 out. Too far out to score. Chips in short to Higgins, the acting captain, and he marks 45 metres out directly in front. We mentioned before he is very, very dangerous in front of goal. He kicked one only about 5 minutes ago on the left foot, a left foot snap. And Higgins will have a shot for his second very shortly. Plenty of rotation here. The Bulldogs have got the luxury of having a lot of extra players on the bench. They've got 7 players. Port Adelaide, I think, only down to about 3 players on the bench for a variety of reasons. A few of the older players didn't travel over, like the Kane Corns, Jay Schulz, Dom Cassisi, of course, Justin Westhoff, those sort of players. Brett Ebert are still on break. So we've got a very young side here. Higgins from 49, hooks it slightly. The umpire straddles the goalpost, but it's going to give the all clear, the two-fingered salute. And the Bulldogs move on to 6-5-41 to Port Adelaide, 3-4-22, margin of 19 points. So Port Adelaide trying to rotate as best they can just here in front of us. Peter Road barking instructions, as he always does. And I think Gotchi's taking the reins this afternoon, Robbie.
Yeah, Gotchi's making all the moves up in the box. I think Ken and Richo are just sitting back and having a look at things. So, yeah, Gotchi's in charge, along with the other assistant coaches up there for today.
It's about -3 degrees at the moment here at the Kia Oval. It is cold as we approach half-time. Lobe tries to win the ball down to Hartlett. A lot of locals think Lobe looks like Prince Harry. We'll get to that a bit later. Hartlett handballs to O'Shea. He's got problems here. Skinner, he blindsided him, but Hartlett threw him away like a rag doll. Hartlett then punches it for a good take, though, by Wallace. Sticky fingers. Marks into the defensive 50 for the Bulldogs. Kicks into space as a 2-on-1 contest here in favour of the Bulldogs. They're really always going to win that. Solder put good pressure on. Skinner jumped over the football. Gave the big Sydney Harbour Bridge. Carlo handballs towards the boundary line, and there will be a boundary throw-in as the light's certainly taking effect here. Beautiful, beautiful deck here, Robbie.
Yeah, really impressive ground. Was fortunate enough to go through Lords yesterday, and I don't know, the Oval and Lords just magnificent surfaces. So boys will be enjoying playing out there on this surface, so it's good.
I think the Adelaide Oval is going to be like that in 2014, being a cricket ground. It's going to have a nice hard surface as well, and it's going to be obviously unbelievably manicured. So something to look forward to for the boys.
Yeah, definitely. I know all the boys can't wait to get to Adelaide Oval in 2014, so we're really looking forward to that when it comes.
One more year though at Amy Stadium, an important year for the club, 2013. So we look forward to that. Our first home game in round 2 against the Greater Western Sydney Giants. Anyway, ball up. Ball in dispute, centre field. Higgins has got it for the Bulldogs at the end. Gives it to Wallace. Crash goes Campbell Heath. Well done there by that player. The Bulldogs, though, have the ball over here towards our broadcast position. Vez Premi kicks inside 50. Well done there by Homps. Won the football down. Gee, in goes Picken. He goes in hard, I don't mind telling you. Well done by Brad Ebert. Arms and legs in all directions. Ball in dispute. The umpire waving his arms. Umpire says play on. Trent goes, gets the ball, squirts it towards this side. Sure, the umpire's not going to ping him for deliberate. No, he's not. And there will be a boundary throw in. 2 kicks around from the Bulldogs' goal. We're approaching half-time. Stuart Cochrane in orange tracksuit pants. Not a good look. The runner for Port Adelaide. He'll be copping some grief from the boys about that afterwards. Trent Gove pushes through, but he's kicked it into the third row. And there will be a free kick here to the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs, through the agency of Talia, Daniel Talia's brother, I think. Handballs back. Trouble here. Well done, Salter. Good tackle. Wonderful tackle, Robbie.
Yeah, obviously the Bulldogs were off then, and Salter was able to hold him up, and now he's got the free kick. I wouldn't be surprised if we try and take some time out of the clock here. Everyone's a bit tired towards the end of the quarter, so I wouldn't be surprised if it slows down a bit here the last couple of minutes.
Good call. Salt's conceded a little bit of ground to O'Shea. Goes in short. Didn't quite get the target of Campbell Heath. Just a neat kick. Geez, he looks really neat on the left foot. And so does Jack Homps. That's what we need, some impressive kickers from half back.
Yeah, especially with those two back there and along with Jasper. So I think they're 3 left footers that are really good users of the ball. So that will be really important for us going forward next year.
I've actually officially lost feeling in my toes. It is so cold here. Brad Ebert kicks long towards Lobe. Pushed under the football by Roughhead, who takes the mark easily. So the Bulldogs bring the ball out of defensive 50 straight up the centre. Good attacking football. There's our man, Campbell Heath, if you don't mind. Good mark. Not only can he kick the ball, he can mark it. And he's basically just backward of centre. On the left foot, pushes it forward. That's not his best kick. Tried to go longer, but it was cut off in the foreground in the meantime by Easton Wood. So the Bulldogs have it. Deep inside the defensive 50. They're just chipping it around as well. Wood's got it again. Goes in short. Tom Liberatore. So they haven't made any ground here at all, the Bulldogs. Probably doesn't worry them at this stage, but they've done well. They've brought it out of defence, and Cordy marks it. Here they go, off to the races. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. No one in front of him, really. 3 bounces. Now Campbell Heath Campbell puts a bit of pressure on him. Well done by the Bulldogs. 60 out. Kicks to the danger spot. Huge mark! Oh, that was an absolute beauty by Picken. He used Jack Homsch as a step ladder, and the locals loved it. Absolutely loved it. One of the great highlights from our game. I think Homsch has got the size 9 studs in the back of the cranium. That was an enormous mark there by Picken. I'll get your thoughts on that shortly, Robbie. And he should kick the goal. Most importantly, for the Bulldog supporters here, he must kick the goal from 20 out. What's he done with that? He snuck it through. I don't mind telling you that was close. And the Bulldogs move on to 7-5-47 to the Power, 3-4-22. And just before halftime, as the halftime bell rings, we'll just get your thoughts. That was a fair grab.
Yeah, obviously poor Homshi, really courageous by him actually, running back with the fly of the ball, but just unfortunate that Picken had a good sit and was able to take a really nice grab. I think that's what the crowd came to see, so they were pretty happy about it.
Half-time of the Elastopass AFL European Challenge. Hopefully you're enjoying the game on PTV. It is half-time. The Bulldogs a handy advantage by 25 points. They lead 7-5-47 to Port Adelaide 3-4-22. Back with the second half shortly.